This year we invited all students who earned GPAs in the top 5% of the class to audition if they were interested in speaking at the commencement ceremony. Brynn, Livesay, and Ashleigh Rousselle were selected to deliver the Looking Back speech.
A week before our freshman year started, we were all herded into the gym, propelled through a tunnel of enthusiastic upperclassmen. And we didn't even get to tour the school we would spend the next 4 years of our lives in. As the afternoon was winding down, Miss Colnett pulled $1 out of her pocket. She told us that this dollar represented our time in high school, and we had 3 choices of what to do with it. We could spend it, waste it, or invest it. Tonight is the night that we reap the returns from our 4-year investment in our education and in our future. We have worked hard the last 4 years at Wilsonville High School and have gained a lot out of that effort. We've gained a great education, lifelong friends, and most of us have grown stronger.
Literally and metaphorically.
And taller.
Or got taller shoes.
But most importantly, we have gained our individuality. Our class has always been an individual class. Even in middle school, we knew what we stood for and were willing to fight for it. We will always be remembered for how we stood up for our rights that one snowy day in 7th grade. I still remember Lauren Langford leading a crowd of people to the doors of the cafeteria with the Burger King crown on his head. Even at that young of an age, we weren't afraid to stand up for what we believed in, even if it was something as trivial as being able to go outside and play in the snow. Our 4 years at Wilsonville High School have helped us grow as individuals even more.
At Wilsonville High School, we've been trained to think for ourselves and make our own choices. We've learned more than how to memorize and later forget subjects.
Anyone remember blue sheet quizzes? How about the definition for polysyndeton? I didn't think so.
We've learned that we can say whatever we want, as long as we have the facts to back it up. We've learned about interpretation, and how, amazingly, everyone can be right. We learned to look at the world and draw our own conclusions. We've learned that people care about what we think. Suddenly, we're no longer regurgitating facts, but we're utilizing them. Though we may not have been allowed to wear bandanas, we were allowed to be ourselves in nearly every other way. Our teachers set a fine example of individuality. Who else do you know who feels comfortable speaking in an ever-changing accent, like Way? Drilling through a textbook, like Gigi? Singing off-key while we're trying to take a test, like Slick? Falling off a mountain, Miss Hanlon? Or admitting that they wish they were paid for their intentions, Mrs. West? These amazing and slightly crazy people were in charge of our education. They taught us to adapt and embrace our choices by exposing us to different environments where we got locked out of classrooms because we were late, where we were encouraged to eat worms, or worse, spam, for extra credit, where we analyzed and acted out Shakespeare, where we rallied together to cheer for members of our class when they licked peanut butter off a sheet of clear plexiglass.
As I stood with Mr. Sommer overlooking a field full of our classmates during last week's senior barbecue, he made a surprising comment. In the last 8 years, he had never had such a great turnout for a senior event, especially on our last day when the weather was gorgeous. It amazed me that with a class full of individuals, we could still all come together and celebrate our success. We've always been able to do that as a class. Whether it was cheering for our basketball team down at Matt Court, winning Powder Puff football and Muscle Man volleyball 2 years in a row, raising thousands of dollars for Dornbecker Children's Hospital, or counting down the last seconds of high school, our class has always been able to come together.
In other words, our class is unique because of our ability to be individuals together. There's room for everyone. Room for individual choices and opinions. Room for football players and robotics team members to share inside jokes. Room for the valedictorian and an eccentric theater geek to come together and write a speech. And you know why? Because Wilsonville High School let it happen. Wilsonville High School made room. And now here we are. And no matter what we initially planned to do with our respective orientation dollars, we've come tonight to spend them together.
As we all prepare to leave Wilsonville High School, I hope that we will be able to come together like this again in years to come. If we continue to invest our time in our future, the rewards we will reap will be even larger. I can't wait to see you all in 10 or 15 years to see how you've invested in your future and the rewards it has brought you.
And so, class of 2009, we believe Wilsonville High School has prepared us to go out into the world, to be ourselves, and to make our mark, whatever mark we choose to make.
Congratulations, class of 2009.